everybody, and welcome to a zany wild ride with Steve-O. This week, we've got Mark Normand, and he impressed the crap out of me. The guy is so just naturally a comedian. This episode's amazing. And as I speak to you right now, I'm sitting in this new Tesla Model Y, a seemingly empty car, which I'm going to live in for the next week. Yep, that's right. It seems empty, but boy, is it not empty, and it's going to be crazy. Night before last, I tested it, sleeping in it for the first time, and my Whoop band told me that 42% of my sleep was in REM sleep and deep sleep. That's like insane. It's like the best night of sleep I've gotten in ages, and I would never have known that. I mean, of course, I felt great, but I wouldn't have known the specifics of that without my Whoop band. And I'm telling you, my buddy Scott Randolph, the co-host of this podcast, he doesn't even wear his Apple Watch anymore. He loves his Whoop band so much. It's all he cares about is the Whoop band. It's all I care about is the Whoop band. And I think you're going to love it just as much as me, Joe Rogan, Bert Kreischer, Patty the Batty. I mean, dude, it's crazy. It gives you so much insight into everything about your health, your rest, your fitness, how many calories you're burning. It's the most sophisticated tracking device known to man. And if you go to whoop.com, that's WHOOP.com, and use the promo code STEVO, you're going to get 15% off at checkout. That's 15% off of your Whoop 4.0 membership. And you just got to do it. You're going to love it. And so jump on this deal. Whoop.com, promo code STEVO, 15% off. Now, let's get into it. In general, yeah, I need to have Wendy with me all the time.
In general, I need to have Wendy with me all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's your service support animal.
Right. The first time checking into a hotel, they said, and what task has the dog been trained to perform?
Ooh.
I said, just mobility assist.
What does that mean?
Whoa.
I mean, I'm not fucking going anywhere without her, so she gets me where I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah, mobility assist. It means
That's
like
brilliant.
you're having trouble walking.
Yeah, you can't fuck with that. It's like when a woman says it's a feminine issue. You're like, you win. See you later.
Yeah, hands off.
Here's my money. Hey,
That I don't mind keeping in. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Normand.
Hey, comedy. Boy, that's a good-looking bitch.
Thank you.
And the dog's cute, too. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, dude. So we've never met, have we?
No, I don't believe so. This is
Right.
exciting. I'm a fan.
Thank you, man. Likewise. Congrats on all your success.
Oh, thanks. I'll get canceled eventually. But right
I
now,
believe that.
we're having fun.
I believe that. There's this thing in New York comedy where you guys are almost like aggressively just like trying to be over the line.
Well, that's the weird thing is we're not. We're just doing what we think is funny.
Well, we had Louis Gomez on, so maybe
him. Maybe him. Yeah. He's got a knife at your throat as a comedian. But I don't know. I just like silly, stupid dick jokes and
Right.
Asian people are weird or whatever. You know, that's just funny. So
Yeah.
and then the world changed. We never changed. That's the weird part. The world got all queefy and sensitive and twittery, but I'm still the same comic. You know?
Yeah, but I feel when you go to like Portland, people love it.
They love it because they swing back because they're known for being crunchy and annoying.
Yeah.
So they overcompensate by like, jizz in my ass. You know, they want it hard.
Yeah, and then when you go to Florida, they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No, I don't think Florida is
That's
in any
true.
way sensitive at all.
No.
No.
You could wave a gun on stage. Like when Michael Richards did his thing, Florida was like, bring him over here. We'll watch that.
Yeah, he has a residency in Florida.
Yeah. I bet he would sell out in a heartbeat. I'd go to see that.
I wonder, man.
I was just thinking about him. Is he in L.A. or is he in New York?
He's in L.A. living off that pile of Seinfeld sitcom cash.
Yeah, they just got picked up by Netflix, so they're probably doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how the supporting cast did in like the pile of cash department.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Come
I
on. They call it sitcom heaven when you make it into that
Syndication.
syndication. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then Hulu bought it, Netflix bought it. It just keeps going. DVD sales, forget about it.
Right. Yeah, I got to believe that that's the case.
Do you see stuff come in when you get on Netflix for Jackass, or not even?
Oh yeah.
I think so, yeah. For the movies, yeah, we got like little slivers of back end participation. So when the movie makes money, we get a little taste, a little sniff.
Hell yeah.
You could tell.
I mean, it's like the older movies. It's like almost. It's not like funny small amounts of money, but
Right.
It's not like wow.
But what about like Jackass TV show? Isn't that in the syndication all over the world?
Different deal. Like for the TV show, it was just like, yeah, you're a bitch. We're gonna put you on TV. You get nothing.
Well, that's the problem with Jackass, though, is you guys, there's like 38 of you. Every time I watch, I'm like, oh, yeah, that guy. But, it's Steve-O, Bam, Johnny, Pontius, the hardcore crew. But there's always a couple of, what is it, Englert?
Dave England.
England, yeah.
Yeah.
That guy, the fat guy,
Preston,
and his wee man.
yeah.
So there's so many of you. It's like a giant, it's like the Boss Tones. Like, how do you guys all get a paycheck after this concert?
Right. The Boss Tones. So like, what are your biggest like media vehicles?
Whoa,
Like that.
That's a manager question. What are my biggest media vehicles?
Yeah, I mean, like what, like the
podcasting,
things. Like the things that you've done that have really launched you. Like
I
we
see.
say.
Well, that's the weird thing about the biz now is, I'm doing comedy 16 years or so, and it was all about be funny, have a good material, write new stuff, and now it's like you got to go viral, you got to have a TikTok, you got to have a podcast, you got to have a sketch thing, you got to have a sitcom idea. So for me, I think it was stand up and then putting the stand up online.
Right.
That's the
okay.
key. Because the gatekeepers, they weren't touching a lot of us for a while. So
Right.
I put my YouTube special on YouTube, and at the time it was a failure. Like, I couldn't get Netflix to buy it, so I put it on YouTube, and it did well. And then I finally sold tickets.
Oh,
So-
really? That's what. Yeah.
That's
What
good.
does more for your like being on Conan back in the day or being on Rogan?
Oh, no
Rogan
question.
by a mile.
No
Rogan by a
question.
mile?
by
Yeah.
many miles.
Conan's. I've done 9 Conans. Didn't move the needle.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, one
Like-
Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And then you opened for Seinfeld.
Yeah, which that's great for me. It's an honor. I'm a huge fan, but that doesn't move the needle either.
Yeah.
Yeah, comics are like, hey, that's cool, man. And I'm like, yeah, my mom liked it, but doesn't help sell tickets. It's all about selling tickets.
Yeah.
Right.
And you toured with Seinfeld, or was he mainly in like New York? all
It's
the-
sad. We did 4 shows at the Beacon. Highlight of my life. Best weekend ever.
What's the Beacon?
The Beacon's it's one of our big, beautiful old theaters on the Upper West Side.
Okay.
And that's where he always works out. And so for me to open for him there was like a dream. It's like 3,000 seats. It's beautiful and ornate and all that.
That's where he works out. That's so great.
I know.
It's like the Wilbur in Boston, right? It'd be-
Yeah, like that, but
No,
bigger.
the Wilbur is way small. The Wilbur,
But like old and mystique.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, and famous. Like that's where Allman Brothers will play or something.
Yeah.
And it's a great theater, so that was great. And we had all these dates on the books. Pandemic hit, so that sucked. Then he
Yeah.
made a fucking Pop-Tart movie. So I
Yeah,
haven't talked to him in a while.
the comedians in cars getting coffee, like that is insanely that would move the needle if you.
Yeah, that would help.
Well, there's like 8 of them, and they're all on Netflix, like during the pandemic, prime time. I feel.
Oh, I watched
Right.
them all. I love that show. Michael Richards' one is great.
Oh shoot!
They address the N-word stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you would kind of have to.
I feel they did it on Curb Your Enthusiasm one of the seasons.
That's
like they brought
right.
him on for the remake, and they were like they kind of made a joke about it.
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, you would have to. You couldn't. I mean, like if we had Michael Richards on the podcast, you couldn't like dance around that.
No, that's a
Yeah.
big N-word in the room. But that's the weird thing about cancel or whatever you want to call it is Michael Richards did that. I don't know, what was that? 10 years ago.
It was 2006. I
Okay,
believe.
wow,
It was
that's a while.
actually pretty fucking rare for there to be a video camera
Yeah.
component on a cell phone.
Right. That's what got him.
I think that the size of that file was in the kilobytes.
Yeah. Well, it killed a bit his career. But, yeah. So the problem is, like, if you murdered somebody and went to jail for 20 years and then came out, society would go, "Hey, you did your time. You're rehabilitated. Here's a busboy job." But what he did, I don't know if you can ever shake that. That's the irony about our justice system.
Yeah,
Now it's like in the hands of the people instead of like a courtroom.
I wonder.
Because he was like killing it in movies. Wasn't he like on Problem Child? Wasn't he like the bad uncle on Problem Child?
Yeah, UHF.
He did a lot of stuff, and then you don't see him at all anymore.
Yeah.
But, you know.
It's a shame. The N-word.
It's really gnarly too. Like, that was just an odd way to address a heckler.
I know.
Really.
That video got me into comedy.
Yeah.
No. But
16 years ago was 2006. So, and the first time I ever tried stand up was 2006.
oh, nice.
Yeah. So
How do you love it? Do you want to keep doing it?
I do. Yeah. I mean, shit. I did the comedy club grind for 11 years.
Wow.
And I mean, all due love and respect to comedy clubs, but like when that's your deal is you're on the comedy club circuit, it's pretty intense, like misery as
It's
far as
tough.
like a way of life goes.
Totally. 2 shows a night. You can hear the blender, the heckles.
Right. You're in the middle of a
it's-
crowded restaurant where they're like,
Yes.
you know, like the servers are like, you know.
I know.
It's tough. Dinner theater, it's a tough gig.
It's a tough gig. They're bringing chicken fingers out while you're doing a setup, and you're like, if you don't hear one word of this setup, you're not going to get the punchline.
Right.
And you just got a tray of buffalo wings.
Right.
They wouldn't do that during Hamilton. You know what I mean?
For sure.
That's the hard part about comedy.
Right. So the comedy clubs were tough, but when I got into comedy, I don't know. I loved it. I saw it as a challenge. I wanted to, like prove everybody wrong somehow. Like I'm gonna actually pull it off, and it was like kind of a chip on my shoulder for years and years and years. And,
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll always be there. But I've got my own little unique approach to it, and,
Oh, yeah.
and it goes super well, man. Now I'm on the theater circuit, and so
Whoa, congrats.
Yeah, thank you,
That's
man.
a huge step
It's a
up.
big leap to get from comedy clubs to theaters. But yeah, now it's like tour bus with my bros, and it just magically appears where I gotta do a show, and
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
yeah, I love it.
Man, and you are different because you do your thing up there. You're
I
still
do.
Steve-O.
That's right, I do my thing, and sometimes my thing involves playing with poop. And there's something about poop that I really love. There's something about pooping that I love even more when I'm using my Squatty Potty. It's the only way to poop. What is Squatty Potty? Well, it's this special little footstool that goes in front of your toilet so that when you're pooping, you've got your feet raised up, puts your body in a position that is most healthy for pooping. Because think about it, man. As cavemen, our bodies were not designed to sit on a toilet. Our bodies were designed to crouch down and sit. And so using the Squatty Potty to put yourself in a crouching position helps you have the most complete bowel movement. It's very important to your health, and I'm proud to say that I've been a loyal user of Squatty Potty for years before I ever got in business with them on this podcast. Actually, Squatty Potty is the one product I've been using the absolute longest, totally loyally, way before I got into business with them. And man, I believe in this theory so much about healthy crouching pooping that before I got my first Squatty Potty, I used to check into hotels that had microwave ovens, unplug the microwave oven, and put it on the ground in front of the toilet so that I could poop and use a microwave as a Squatty Potty. But Squatty Potty itself is a much more sleek design, much better looking, and just a cooler company, man. I love wearing my Squatty Potty t-shirt. It's just good fun. And Everything I'm telling you is 100% true. You want to poop in a healthy way. So go to squattypotty.com/Stevo, and guess what they're going to give you? 20% off your order. Man, I love these people. I love this product. I love these people, and I love you. So I want you to be healthy, which means one more time, let's go to squattypotty.com/Stevo for 20% off your order. Thank you, Squatty Potty. Now, let's talk more about me doing my thing.
Up there, whereas a lot of guys will get out of movies and be like, all right, now what do I do? Oh, I'm a famous guy. I'll go be a stand-up and get some ticket money. But they're just kind of fucking around and almost taking advantage of the art form, if we can be completely honest. You know, like, hey, remember me from that movie? And here's a quote, remember that, remember that? But you're actually doing a different thing.
Yeah,
which I
mean,
respect.
it's certainly authentic, and it really, like, over the years of me doing it, it gradually just my world started converging. So now it's like a multimedia affair, and I'll go out and do like the heaviest, gnarliest, jackass shit, and then work it into an act. And so, like, after each bit, I'll pay it off with the video of the story I told.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I have a lot of fun with that, and it works super well. And I'm, like, deliberate about filming shit that, number one, I could never have done for Jackass. Number two, I could never fucking show anywhere.
Right.
Like, except if I physically bring it on the road.
Yeah.
Like, I'm blowing loads.
Whoa, really?
I literally blow a load
How
on
do you
camera.
get it up and then get it going? Oh, man.
No,
Not on stage, in the multimedia.
Oh,
every night he's blowing a load.
That's impressive. That's quite a closer.
Is
Is it a Gallagher thing with the front row's got the
Dude, that's fantastic. No, I have a bit where I go skydiving butt naked with another man strapped to my back, and I'm
wow,
furiously jacking off and simultaneously blowing a load as I fall out of the airplane.
Oh, that poor camera guy.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's why it's like 18 and over. And then when like somebody sneaks in their like 15-year-old kid, you're like, dude, get this fucking kid out of here.
Oh, jeez, that kid's gonna be ruined. He's gonna have to go skydiving to get hard.
You're just so desensitized.
Yeah, you're gonna fuck his rods and cones up.
Dude, I'm loving you, man.
Hey, I love you.
I wish we would have met a long time ago. Tell us about what you're promoting right here.
So me and a pal, Sam Morrill, we have a podcast that I think you're doing tomorrow or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Called
Yeah,
We Might Be Drunk.
Drunk.
So we feel like some of the last comics who still booze it up pretty hard. We have a problem. And so we said, well, why don't we get, you got Clooney, you got Ron White, you got Kevin Hart. All these guys are making their own hooch.
That list goes longer and longer.
Yeah, Scottie Pippen, Drake, like
Conor McGregor,
yes.
Ryan Reynolds.
There you go. So we said, why not us?
It's rum.
Did we say The Rock?
Oh, The Rock.
The Rock has booze too.
He needs another thing. He was
He has
slowing
UFC
down.
fighting shoes.
He was slow.
Right. But this is a rye. It's like a kind of like a bullet rye, but it's Bodega Cat. It's made out of, it's a New York thing. Bodega Cat's like the cat here in our bodegas that sleep on the bread. It's like a New York thing. And so, we've been selling it all online, and it's been killing it. We bring it to gigs and get a bottle, bodegaspirits.com.
And
you can sell that online.
Oh, yeah. We're trying to get it in the stores with the red tape. My God, these Jews.
And what's the alcohol volume? Standard 40%?
Standard 40%, and it's the people's booze. We keep it about $38.99 a bottle, not too expensive. We had some nice whiskey. People taste it, and they liked it, so we tried a bunch of different whiskeys, and we found the right one.
Yeah, why'd you stick to rye? Because I quit drinking a long time ago, and my drink of choice was I'd be Coors Light and Old Overholt rye.
Oh wow,
so
nice.
I'd just be constantly sipping between that. But
what's old?
The Old Overholt is like a rye.
Yeah,
and I always just liked it because
isn't Wild Turkey a rye?
I think that's a Scotch whiskey, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, you have a way better name than than Brendan Schaub's whiskey.
What's his called?
It's like a Tiger Thick?
Oh, jeez.
Or something like that.
I see. He loves thick. Yeah, we're just Bodega Cat. We're trying to keep it a New York vibe. So
yeah,
grab a bottle.
Bodega is very New York.
Yes.
And you can get it online.
Can get it online and stores soon.
There you go.
That's a hell of a cork.
How many? Yeah, wow. How long did it take you to get that going?
It took a while, actually. We had to find the right distributor. We went with a guy out of Houston, and he's a comedy fan, and he knew how to brand it and sell it and the whole thing. So we had a lot of help, and now it's flying off the shelves.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Because you think you have a podcast, so we have a weekly commercial for an hour with the whiskey on it. And we make drinks on our pod. That's a big selling point of our podcast is we've got a bartender out there. He's doing the whole...
You bring a bartender into your podcast?
Yeah.
And to peel back the curtain a little bit, you record this podcast in the same place where we currently are sitting.
Yes, in the same building, two doors down.
Oh, so you have to go down onto the sidewalk and over?
No, in this hall down the hallway, right here.
Yeah. Okay, 'cause that's what I thought. I thought I saw it.
You'll see it on the way to the elevator. Just pop your head in.
And how is that the podcast? It's a big ass podcast. We might be drunk.
Yeah, it's pretty new. We're about a year and a half or so, but we've had some hot guests, some Bill Burrs, some Steve O's, some who else? Lewis Black, and all these guys that real comedy nerd. Tom Papa. We go full on comedy.
That's good.
Bert Kreischer, you name it.
Yeah, Bert Kreischer is the man.
Oh yeah.
Do you have your own podcast separate from that?
I do. Well, I'm a psycho because I have another podcast with a friend called Tuesdays with Stories, and then I have my own under a paywall called All Over the Road, where I go on the road with a little lav mic and do a whole thing where I'm in the green room and on stage and off stage and walk around the city. Oh, here I am in Denver. I'm all over the road. Or here I am in Phoenix. And the psycho fans I think they like to be out with you.
And they come and you're just talking. They don't.
It's all audio. And it all goes on Patreon. And then we record all the sets and put together a little video and a montage of that set so they get the video. And we do a comedy class. So all these people sign up, and they come with their jokes, and there's like 40 of us on a Zoom, and we all work out bits.
Wow.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well.
So if I hear you correctly, that means that you're doing your comedy sets on the road and then just sharing them online.
Yeah, well, I do a thing at the end where I do a Q&A, because I don't want to burn material. So the crowd yells out, like, The Queen or Black Little Mermaid, and we riff about that, and then we put that online.
Right, okay.
That's the video they see.
Got it.
Not the material, because I want to do a special.
Right, yeah, that makes
fresh.
That makes sense.
So that's comedy now. It's this weird oiled machine where you have to have all these different branches of showbiz going on, or you just be a stand-up.
Do you only want to do stand-up?
Yeah.
That's the passion. That's the.
Yeah, sitcoms suck, and I don't want to host a game show. Like I just did Howie Mandel's podcast, and he was like, "Hey, man, what you're doing is great." He's like, "I sold out." He's like, I'm not the real deal anymore. I wanted the money. So like, you guys still going for it. I love it.
Yeah.
I appreciate his candor.
My dad was good buddies with Howie Mandel, and he used to go see him do stand up because they filmed a TV show together. My dad was a camera operator like in the 70s and 80s, and one of the shows, I don't even remember what show it was, but he would go and just see Howie Mandel do stand up like once a week or something like that.
Great guy, funny guy.
My dad goes ask him about the private jet in Utah.
Uh-oh.
And I saw him. I didn't bring anything up, but I guess like they were all flying over to like film a show, and they had all the crew in there, and the pilots let Howie fly, and so Howie just got on the wheel and just went straight down and took a nosedive, and he was just laughing, and everybody's freaking the fuck out, but he was like, ask him about that. He's like, he'll remember that for sure.
Jesus,
damn.
What a psycho.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he touched the wheel, that germaphobe.
Right. It's crazy that he's so scared of germs, but would do that, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's like how most people are. Like, I'm scared of germs, but...
I remember I was hosting this show, Killer Karaoke, for True TV, and they had like the producers talking to me in my ear. So the sound guy is doing the earpiece, and he's like, "Don't worry, dude. The earpiece is totally clean. You know, like like something mentioned like Howie Mandel. You know, like we work with Howie. We're like, don't worry that. And I said, oh, dude, don't trip, man. You know, like. I'll make you a deal. I won't worry about what goes in my ear. You don't give me a hard time about what comes out.
Yeah.
Because like my ears are gnarly.
Oh yeah.
If you look at like my my AirPod
Oh,
case, like
same.
it's just disgusting.
It's orangey, waxy buildup. Yeah.
I wonder how bad it is.
You
Let's
never got
see
your
it.
ears cleaned in like Chinatown or something?
No.
You never done
People
the,
do that?
the cone? You go there and get
Oh
your...
no, I've seen it.
It's actually pretty mellow right now.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think
Yeah.
mine are worse than that.
Yeah.
You know what's fun though? Every now and then when they get real dirty, you get the paper clip and really clean it out, and you see all the goop and gunk. That's a good time, isn't it?
Yeah.
I had bad ears growing up. I had ear infections, swimmer's ear. I got tubes in my ears when I was a kid because I had so much fluid. So I'm with you on the earwax.
What do
Yeah.
the tubes do?
They suck out fluid from like deep in the ear canal.
Yeah. Did you swim or anything like that?
Nah, I think I was just a gross piece of shit kid. I
Yeah.
think that's why Jackass hits home for so many people because, you know, I grew up before the internet. That's all we did was just like kick each other in the nuts, and I was a big skateboarder.
Oh, really
And we'd
rad.
jump off apartment buildings into pools, and then you see Jackass, and you're like, other people do this too.
Right. Yeah, I
It's
mean, dude,
fun.
jumping off apartment buildings into pools was my particular specialty.
Really?
Yeah, I was like a niche guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
You know, you're a kid, a young boy with all this pent up jizz and energy, and you hate your parents, and it was a fun release.
yeah. That's so when comics put specials out on YouTube, you said that was just like you know, it felt like an L, like it was like, oh
Yeah.
man, you can't sell it anywhere. And now more and more, that's like the way people are doing
It's
it.
like advertising.
We just
Yeah.
talked to TJ Miller.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like, oh, he was like, yeah, it's on YouTube.
There you
That's
go.
right, yeah.
That's the move now. I mean, I remember Netflix said no, HBO said no, and I put my heart and soul in this thing, and I was really proud of it.
Had you already shot it?
I tried to get them to shoot it, and they said no, and I said, I bet if we shoot it, they'll buy it
Right.
because all the work is done, it's easy, and I'll sell it dirt cheap. And they
Did-
still said no.
Did you make it to their specs when you did shoot it? Because their specs are pretty gnarly.
I don't think I did. I don't know what their specs are, so I guess not. So that might have hurt me as well.
Yeah, that's probably why they didn't pick you up.
Yeah, I mean it's like outrageous.
Oh,
Like,
really?
They're like their deliverable.
What do you mean by
requirement-
specs though? Like what do they
Like has to be shot and like with this, you know, level of camera. Has to
4K.
be like I mean, dude, not even 4K. Like
Oh,
way beyond that.
really?
Uh huh.
Yikes.
And then it's like it goes on. Like they have like a deliverable requirement sheet, and it's just like, wow.
Oh, jeez.
I
Good
think
to
by
know.
by the time you've met their requirements, like you're like $500,000 in or something.
That's probably why.
Yeah, I think I spent $15K
Attaboy.
on my special, so they said no. And then Comedy Central said, "We'll buy it and put it on our digital. Like we'll buy it under our website." And I was like, "Great, I'll take it." And then they turned around and went, "Nah, you know what? We don't want it." So it was like a huge, just boom, 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 shot down. And I just put the fucking thing on YouTube, and then I'm gonna kill myself and whatever. And then it worked out. It popped.
Yeah.
Thank God.
That's great. And are you pretty active on YouTube? Like
Yeah, I do a video a day, like a video short or a sketch or some
Wow.
podcast clip, something. Just keep. It's like an IV drip. You just got to keep feeding
Yeah.
it, or the
Feed the
patient
beast.
dies.
Do you also do like TikTok and Instagram as
I do
well?
it all, and I pay some douche to do it, and he's nice because I can't keep up. I'm 38. You know, I'm out of touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm old. I'm gay. I got great pubes. You know, so. I know I have to do that, so this is my workaround. Like, hey, you do it, I'll pay you.
Right. I need a social media guy.
Yeah, it's worth it. It helps.
Yeah.
Because it's so shareable.
There are a lot of things that I like to share. And there are also things that I do not like to share, like my personal information, my passwords, my bank info. I mean, you name it. There's a lot of things that I like to keep private, and I get a lot of help doing that from NordVPN. That's the way to be safe in this dangerous world of cyber insecurity. NordVPN, man, it just gives you a layer of protection that stops people from snooping around in your private business. Plus, when you use NordVPN, which is a virtual private network, you can just switch your settings to make it like you're in any country that you want to be in. And man, has that been useful for me when I've been traveling internationally trying to watch the fights. I don't miss a fight. I'm a UFC maniac. And wherever I am in the world, I can trust that I'm watching the fights because I have NordVPN. Plus, there's so much content on Netflix and all these other streamers that is only available in other countries. But with NordVPN, it's all available to you. And you know they got a killer deal for the listeners of the Wild Ride podcast. If you go to NordVPN.com/Stevo, you will get a huge discount on your plan, plus 4 free months, and it's totally risk-free with a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. You can't beat it, man. I have it on my phone. I have it on my iPad. I use it and I just have the one account and I love it. You're going to love it too because it keeps you safe and it keeps you entertained no matter where in the world you are. It's NordVPN.com/Stevo. Jump on it now and let's talk about sharing.
You know, some guy in Iowa sees it and he shares his friend and then he shares it and here we are and now it's all over the country and people who you never would have tapped into before
because of TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok and Insta. Great.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, dude. You ever think about cutting up your first special and just
Cut
putting
it
that
up.
all over the...
I don't.
Guy.
I don't have the rights to do
Oh,
God damn it.
because I went in my first special I did with New Wave Comedy Dynamics.
yeah.
Old.
Oh, they got you by the balls. They're old school.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would just before I chopped it up too much and put it out there. I would. I mean, I'm sure I could reach out to the powers that be over there and say, hey, like, if I include something that says you can see the whole special on Amazon Prime and let this serve as promotion for it.
Right.
Like, that'd probably work just fine. Problem is that I did that first special, like, arguably sooner than I should have, and it's tough for me to watch.
Yeah.
I love that.
There's got to be moments, though.
Sure. I love that it serves as like a distinct sort of a milestone of
Yeah.
where I was at that time. So
Right.
that the growth since then, like the first special to my second special is pretty night and day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then when I get this third one out, again, it's going to be even more night and day
Well,
from
that's,
there. So
that's the way to do it.
yeah, I'm really psyched on that. And what helped me the most is bringing in the multimedia component because for my second special, it was all interstitial added after the fact. So that forced me to film my sets, bring it into the computer, and edit in the footage, which really forced me to study the footage. It's tough to do that a lot
It
of
is
time.
tough, but it's so necessary.
Yeah, it's so necessary.
crucial.
That sped up my progression a lot. That I was like just forcing myself to actually really study it and work with it. And
Hell yeah. It's just, I love the idea of you being like, hey, can we cut up this clip of me jizzing in midair? And somebody's like, no, we own that. That's ours. Like, I jizzed in midair. I can't have that.
yeah, well, I learned from my mistakes. I absolutely own skyjacking.
Oh,
Yeah.
skyjacking, the worst futuristic company.
I did. It was crazy to see they had this Netflix show about like who is PJ or something like. It was like a great skyjacker.
Oh, really?
The guy's on the, I didn't even know that was a thing. They like went
The guy that fucking
The Michael
It was-
DB
Jordan.
Cooper?
yeah.
He did that?
DB Cooper.
Yeah, he didn't jerk off.
Oh,
No, no.
I was going to say. Famous. Skyjacking
I know,
sounds
but-
like stealing a plane.
Right. Yeah, but that's the thing. Is you watch that show and they say skyjacking a million times, and I'm like,
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm a skyjacker too.
You're a skyjacker, dude.
Yeah. It was like when
Technically, I'm a carjacker
Yeah.
for saying that.
when we went to South Africa, we were told Johannesburg is the carjacking capital of the world. And I don't know if we actually got it onto the show or not, but we said, welcome to Johannesburg, the carjacking capital of the world. And like we always say, if you can't beat them, join them. And they go wide, and we're just
that's
like,
great. That's great. Also great they call it kidnapping and not kidjacking. That would ruin everything.
yeah, dude.
Yeah. For the next comedy special, we're gonna get Steve some fake titties.
Oh no way!
That's for the next hour that I put together. Like,
Wait a minute, forever, permanent?
I mean, it's gonna be like proper surgery, so that like
Oh my God, I'm worried about you.
Ostensibly, it could be forever, but I will ultimately get them removed.
How long do you think you're gonna keep them in for? A year?
The doctor that we consulted with said that after 3 months, you're gonna have more like difficulty with stretching and stuff. Like, like keep it in for 3 months or less.
Okay.
Is ideal for like being restored to normal.
Wow.
And I think that's long enough. 3 months is long enough to really produce all the bits that will ultimately like be the tent poles for the act.
Wow.
And I think in the interest of my relationship with my fiance,
Yeah.
probably limiting the amount of time that I have double D titties.
Is she bi?
She's not.
Oh, okay, that would really help.
Yeah, she's not. Like, she's not a huge fan of of my plan to get titties.
Not a lot of people would be.
Not a lot of people will.
I just feel bad for your agent's other clients. You know, they're like, hey, man, you got to pick it up out there. Steve-O's getting fake tits. You haven't written a new joke in 5 minutes.
I believe that that the act of getting like proper breast augmentation surgery will like generate headlines around the world. Some kind of news stories. Like, I believe it's going to be like really a big news piece, which will serve to promote.
Of course.
The new tour.
Yeah.
I plan to time it. Time the surgery like right when the special with skyjacking comes out.
That's brilliant.
So
That's huge.
I think it's going to be like kind of a.
It's also kind of in the trans world, so now you're getting into that a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Right. I mean, there's.
You're breaking into new demographics. But like you should plan like a world tour, like of comedy with your fake titties. You got 3 months to do a fucking solid.
There's definitely some. There's ways to take advantage of those 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to see them. I want to suck them.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to do a meet and greet and see some titties?
I know, right? Oh, you could get $1,000 a squeeze.
Are you gonna shave too? Like make them look nice?
I will absolutely. I think that I'm gonna want to start out the 3 months with them nice, cleanly shaven, and then
hairy.
And then by the end of the 3 months, I'm hopefully they're just hairier than shit.
Oh my God.
This is great. This is so weird for me because my girlfriend, high school sweetheart and college girlfriend, was super into you.
Oh wow!
And so we'd watch Wild Things.
Wild Boys.
Wild Boys. Sorry. And she was like she had to sit on a towel. So
Nice.
this is weird. I feel like if you get those tits, I won.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Good.
then you'll have to sit on a towel.
Yeah.
Once you get the titties.
And you're not still with that same girl.
No, that was a college girlfriend.
Right.
We're
Are you
done.
in a relationship now?
I'm engaged now to a lovely lady, and things are going well. Comedy's good. We're gonna get married.
How long you been engaged for?
I don't know. I guess 8 months, 9 months. Wedding's
Nice.
next month.
Oh wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
cool.
Terrifying.
Where's the honeymoon?
We're thinking about Kenya.
Oh.
Seriously?
Well, we're gonna go to Johannesburg, hijack a car, and then
Drive straight to Kenya.
I want to see some giraffes. God damn it! I want to get out there in safari.
I mean, the
Safari's a good honeymoon.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I just feel like I'll never go to Kenya otherwise, outside of a honeymoon. So,
Yeah, you've been to Kenya.
yeah.
what'd you think? Romantic? Easy?
I've been to Kenya actually multiple times. I went when I was a kid.
Oh, weird.
It was my dad was the I think he was the president of Del Monte canned foods.
No
like,
way.
At least in Europe or something.
What?
Yeah, Dad was in charge of a pineapple factory, and he had to go visit the pineapple factory
In Kenya?
in Kenya. That's where they have the pineapple
Whoa,
factory.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have the pineapple factory in Kenya. So Dad timed his trip to Kenya with our spring break at school and made it a family vacation. We went on safari.
How was it?
It was for me. It was rather shocking. I'd never witnessed like real abject poverty, and that like coming out of the airport. It was just like we were in this car and people like kind of partially clothed people were clawing at the car and kind of like help me up. Like I'd never experienced anything like that, and it was.
That's
I
a little
remember
jarring.
it was jarring. It was upsetting, especially because I thought of myself as a bad kid. Like I'm just in trouble all the time. I'm not a good kid. Like I
Right.
don't deserve to be in the car as opposed to outside clawing at it.
Yeah, yeah.
That was I remember that's
I get that.
was my takeaway from it.
How old
So,
were you?
At that time, I was, I think, 11.
Yeah, it's pretty young.
Right now, you know what? We went 2 years in a row. So I was there when I was 10, and I was back when I was 11.
Same experience?
Largely.
And then what about when you went back? You went back for work?
Then we went back for Wild Boys.
And how was that experience?
That I think the Wild Boys that was kind of the common thread around the world was that like we really in America we really have
got
it
made.
pretty good.
We really do,
Like,
as much as we bitch.
there was a lot of just poverty around the world with third world like developing countries that was tough to experience, and like universally I would always kind of people would say like, where's your favorite place that you've been? And like my honest answer is always, man, I'm just always glad to come home.
I know. The reason we can bitch so much is because we have it that good.
Right.
We complain a lot. We're like the spoiled kid in the nice house who's like, I hate you, Mom. And she's like, all I do is give you shit. And you're still mad at me.
Right. Pretty much. But the other honest answer for my favorite place is the next place that I haven't been yet. Like
Yeah, where you want to go? What tickles your
I've
stack?
still never been to China.
I did China. I wasn't blown.
All right.
I blew a guy, but I wasn't. No. I did the wall. The wall was amazing. But
There's a lot of cool shit in China that you can go do.
I mean, that was cool shit. I went to like Shanghai and Gyeongju and all these places. Like, it sounds racist, but I think that's
Wuhan.
Yeah, Wuhan. I did that 2 years ago. Came back with a cough. But yeah,
Did the tour of the laboratory.
I didn't love it that much. But maybe I'm weird.
What about other places in Asia?
That's the only place I've been. I did the Middle East.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was wild. I did the troops.
Oh, so you went there for USO stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that why you went to China?
No, China was comedy too, but they had a comedy club in Shanghai, and they flew me out and all that. So that's the only reason I went. But
Did you have to be careful about the material you did at all?
No, they're cool, but I just did stuff that wasn't super American.
Was it like expats or was it Chinese
Both
people?
Both, and the Chinese people knew English better than I did.
Yeah.
They're just so much smarter than us.
Yeah,
They're pretty smart.
for sure. I wonder if it's illegal to play video games in China. Like they're so like about
Oh, yeah.
productivity and like
Totally.
accomplishments and work, and like the idea of sitting on a sofa whiling away and like the majority of a day playing a video game.
Yeah, they have 3 hours of TikTok they're allotted every day. That's all they're allowed to watch. No joke.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they don't fuck around. They want you back on that cello.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Chinese acrobats, man, are so rad.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, the circus is killer.
Are those Nigel Houston shoes?
They are.
Oh, nice.
How do
Yeah.
you know about the Nijas?
I mean, I'm a skateboard fanatic. I skated for years.
I like these shoes. I'm very particular about not wearing leather. So yeah, I'm an animal guy.
Yeah.
And so the shoes can't have suede or leather or anything from an animal, and that limits my options. And as far as skateability in a vegan shoe, can't beat the Nigel
Whoa,
Houston.
vegan shoe.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, those look good. I mean, he's amazing. Like
Dude,
when
it's
I was
ridiculous.
skateboarding to now, Talk about night and day, like you
Yeah.
said. It's just gone from here to here so
Right.
much.
You said you're 38 now.
Yeah.
So, like, when was the peak of your skateboarding?
I guess I was 13, 14, 15. That whole, I guess it was like 1998, 99,
Right.
2000.
So, like, Danny Way was the shit.
Danny Way, Jamie Thomas.
Oh, yeah,
all those
Jamie
guys.
Thomas.
Jeff Rowley, Eric Costin.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fan.
It was
Arto
a rad
Sari.
time, dude. That was a rad time in skateboarding.
That really was. Yeah, those Baker guys were wild.
Day one.
Yeah, Day One.
Oh,
Rodney.
1998 was the Birdhouse The End video.
Yes, that was huge. I have the VHS.
Yeah.
And that and Mouse and Welcome to Hell were my
Yeah.
favorites.
Yeah, Welcome to Hell was a little older, but...
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up? Where
I grew up in New Orleans.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow, how did we not know that?
Uh-oh. Spooked the dog there. I don't know. I should have mentioned that earlier, but yeah.
that was the first thing I should have mentioned when I met you guys.
Yeah.
So when did you leave New Orleans?
I started comedy, and there's no comedy there, so
Right.
you had to get out and move. So I moved here within like 6 months or something.
So you were there for Hurricane Katrina.
I was at LSU, which is Louisiana State University, which is in Baton Rouge, and that's about an hour away. But my family was there, the whole thing. The house was ruined, and all my friends' houses got ruined. It was a dark time.
Yeah, it was a really dark time, man.
Yeah.
The Hurricane Katrina was in 2005, I think, like maybe August or something.
Yeah.
And the following year, like early in the following year, 2006, we shot a bunch of Jackass #2 in Louisiana.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was just still fucking tore up. It was.
Yeah.
It was a gnarly.
Why did you guys choose that place to film then?
Primarily because we'd had such a great experience filming Wild Boys there, and I think that they were just doing a lot of movie production there because of like tax breaks,
incentives.
like the New Orleans, Louisiana in general has been a big destination for filmmaking.
Oh, yeah.
like
Definitely.
more and more.
I worked on Benjamin Buttons. I worked on a couple movies in Louisiana because I was
Brad
just
Pitt?
Yeah, because I was just a movie nerd. So I was like, I'll block the street, or I'll be that guy. I'll be a gopher.
Oh,
And that was
rad.
awesome. I got to see Benjamin Button's film probably 2006, 7. So it was right after Katrina. The whole city was fucked. And the movie magic, they got stuff going. They're like, we need a streetcar. And they're like, well, the streetcars are out of commission. They said, well, we can get one working. So they got one working for the movie. And you're
Right.
like, the city can't do this, but Hollywood can?
Yeah.
I
So-
think that there's really a big component too of like being deliberate about going to film in Louisiana because of Hurricane Katrina, because that business
Oh, yeah.
is going to help them rebuild. So,
Yeah.
like, it's a good thing.
Yeah, I went to the Superdome to help out like the old people and all that, and I had to help an old guy shit. And I still think about that all the time. Just he pulled his pants down, and I'm like lowering him onto the bowl, and his old balls were dangling, and I had to wipe his ass.
Yeah.
It was like the first time I did something for someone else, you know.
What was this for?
Well, Hurricane Katrina, all these people were like displaced.
Yeah,
and
yeah, but
stuff.
like, what you joined FEMA and they were like,
Well,
you
this-
can help other people out.
This girl I was trying to sleep with was helping, so
Had
I
a
was like, I'll help.
grandfather there.
Yeah, so I only did it for her, but I got laid.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah, yeah.
That reminds me of the story when we were talking about that you helped that guy put the
Yeah,
catheter.
I was just thinking about that, dude.
Did
Like,
you listen to this story, dude?
it was. I had a buddy who was I suppose paraplegic. That's so funny, dude. Yeah. Oh my God, we laughed so hard with Travis Pastrana about this because he was in a wheelchair and he needed help putting the catheter in his wiener.
Oh God.
But then I realized that he was paraplegic. Like he.
Oh, he didn't feel.
No,
No,
he
but
had the use of his hands.
Yeah, like there's
So he's like, dude, you didn't have to do that.
There's
The guy
no-
can
there-
do it himself.
That's hilarious.
There's no here I was actually holding his wiener with one hand and feeding in the
Wow.
catheter with the other hand, like I was being a great guy.
Yeah,
And
that guy's got a hell of a story for later. You're not gonna
Yeah.
believe
Yeah,
who
you're not
touched
the
my
only
dick.
person who's done that. Where was this at?
we were like going around getting hammered in New York City, as I recall.
Who? You and this guy?
Yeah, yeah. I think that 'Cause I remember he had trouble rolling up a dollar bill to snort coke with too.
Who is this guy?
Sounds awesome.
Is some guy you met?
I mean, I don't need to be like super specific about who he is, but yeah, he's a buddy of mine.
It was Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
So how much are you touring now?
Every weekend, I'm on the road. I got a new hour cooking. I think we're going to sell this special. Thank God I've graduated from YouTube. And I'm on the road just working on it, tweaking it, honing it.
Are you putting the special on Netflix?
Hopefully. Yeah, they've shown interest. But yeah, I've been selling tickets for the first time in my life, so I'm like really capitalizing on it.
Nice, man.
We sold out the Bray Improv, the Irvine Improv, so we're cooking.
Bray Improv is
That's a big room.
as big as a comedy club gets. That's,
All right.
550 seats.
Yeah.
That big ass video wall is killer.
Yeah, killer. Great club.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to them, Mikey and Brittany and all them. They're great.
Yeah, dude. Likewise, I love that place too.
Is Brittany the girl with the tattoos that
Oh,
just
yeah.
fucks people up?
Super hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super hot, and then she'll like choke somebody out. Like she'll choke a dude out, just fucking throw him out. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
she can do to me. Kidding. But yeah. Good time. So how's LA? How's the scene?
I mean, dude, I love LA, man. My life was an agonizing wait to get to LA. I'm just
Yeah.
such an attention whore at heart. Like, that's just where I want to be.
Well, where are you from originally?
I grew up in 5 different countries, moving around all over the world. With my dad, when he was with Del Monte, I was living
Yeah.
in England.
Wow.
When I was a little kid, we were in South America.
Yeah.
We lived in Canada, and
Did you have a favorite place growing up?
Yeah, where's some
England
someplace we
probably.
should-
probably England.
England's awesome.
Yeah,
I was just there. It's underrated.
Yeah, when I was we moved back to England. I was born in England. We moved back there when I was 9 years old, and I mean I just had like crazy freedom. 9 years
Yeah.
old, like I had all the freedom that American kids get when they turn 16 and start driving.
Right.
Like when I was 9,
wow.
it was just like cruise around.
You know who you are? You're the Dos Equis guy.
Oh yeah,
You're the
nice,
most interesting man in the world, and
Well,
we act like it's this old Hispanic guy, but it's you. You
Well,
lived in
thanks,
England,
man.
South America. You're off in Kenya at 11.
There's
Multiple times.
Yeah, you fucked every lady. You did every drug. You were on the big screen. I mean, you've lived, man.
Well, thank you, dude. I like to think that I really, truly have lived.
They've tested animal products on you.
Yeah. You've
Well,
been
they've
up, you've been
tested
down.
drugs on me for animals.
What's the difference?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
What was your favorite?
Well, there was only one drug that they tested on me for use on animals.
Ivermectin.
No, it was called racdopamine hydrochloride.
Oh, is that for raccoons?
It was to give to pigs and cows to make them have more muscle and less fat.
Why wouldn't they do that on pigs
Well,
and cows?
because the idea of testing it on animals was to make the meat leaner to appeal to a more health conscious consumer.
Oh.
But if it were to pan out, then the idea is that people are going to then eat the meat, which means a minute trace of this drug, which lives in the meat, will enter the human body. And anything that comes in contact or goes into the human body has to first be tested. So
Right.
So because people would get a trace of the drug when they ate the meat, they had to do this test to see how much the human body could withstand of the drug.
Whoa.
And how much did you
Basically.
take?
The study went on until someone's resting heart rate went over 150 beats per minute.
All right. So was that about a gallon?
That's I'm not even sure. I can't really remember. But
Have you ever looked this drug up since you've done this? Like,
I don't think it got cleared. I don't think.
Oh, wow.
I
You're the wrong guy to test it on because you're
Right.
a little stronger than most.
There were 6 people in the study, and my resting heart rate never went,
Exactly.
Yeah, it never went over like 90. I don't think.
with anybody else? Like,
Oh my God, there was one or two dudes were literally drenched in sweat, like fucking, like having like a rough time with it.
And there's only 6 people in the world they've tested this drug on, and you were
In that study, I don't know if they had other studies, but yeah, like normally they'll do like studies like a lot of people. This was a particularly dangerous study, so they had a smaller group.
Did you have a choice?
The more dangerous the study, the more money you get. I was like, I'm not gonna fuck around and test toothpaste. I gotta get some money.
Bring it on.
And they said, okay, you can do a couple different options. We have a dangerous one, and you have a...
Well, yeah, and it was supposed to be for like $1,200 or something, and like they just didn't get the results they were looking for. They said, hey, we want to extend the study, and we'll bump it up from $1,200 to $2,000.
Whoa.
And we were like, fuck yeah.
And you called the place and said, how do you get the...
They put an ad out, and then you respond to it?
They, I don't know if it was an ad. I mean, I think it was more like this one guy had already done it and turned us on to it, and we called the place up and figured it out. We drove from Colorado to Austin, Texas to do it.
Just to do that.
Yeah.
We used to do the plasma. Did you ever do the plasma?
Wow, the plasma. Did you ever blow a load and sell that?
I tried. They wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
I've blown a load, but they never...
yeah, they actually charged me.
I tried. Yeah, if you're going to blow a load and have it actually be used for artificial insemination, that's like over the top, like...
What? They pay you a lot of money for that?
By the time you get to the level of screening and this and that, that they're actually going to use it for a donor, then like it's big money.
Yeah.
Like anybody can go get paid for them to test freezing techniques and shit, but they're not going to.
Well, we gotta get some little Steve-Os out there, because I feel like you could be like an army of soldiers that wouldn't go down.
I love that, but I'm not interested in I got a vasectomy.
Oh,
but
smart.
We saved the sperm because I think you'd be a good father.
I think so too.
Dude, you're a good dog dad.
That was one of my bits for the hour I'm touring with now is the vasectomy Olympics.
You can't get it reversed. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
I wouldn't want to. I don't think.
You don't want a rugrat.
I do not. Why do you?
I think I'd like a kid one day.
Yeah, I think I'd want a kid too.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, just the world is an unfriendly place.
I agree with that.
Increasingly unfriendly.
True.
Like the wealth gap is just kind of too gnarly, I think.
But you're on the good side of it.
Yeah, but I would way rather have a lot less savings and live in a place where everybody had dignity and security, safety. You know, like
where is that?
The idea of like the rich getting richer and just building higher fences to keep everybody else out, like it kind of bums me out. And I don't want to.
I hear you. It is a bummer, but I don't know what else to do.
Right.
Because everybody, I'd like a better world as well, but like everybody keeps moving here. Like all these Venezuelans and Mexicans and people keep coming here, Guatemalans. So you're like, well, I guess we're better than that place.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of confusing.
Do you want to stay in New York if you had a family?
I do for a while. I think New York's kind of a young man's game. Like you see these old fogey, like some 90-year-old guy trying to get up the stairs, and you're like, come on, man, just move to Jersey or go to Long Island. Like this is killing you. But I don't think I would be that guy. But I would, the next 20 years, I'd like to live here.
Oh, really? So if you had a kid, like you would want to go through the school system here?
I guess. Is it bad?
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
What do I know?
I'll look into it. I wasn't planning on him going to school. But, no, I don't know. Yeah, I'll homeschool. But I haven't thought that far down the line. But this is all good things to think about. Yeah, you see, you're a better dad than I am.
I probably am.
Both don't have children.
Dude, yeah. I'm ready to watch your fucking special on YouTube. Dude.
Hey, thanks, man. Give it a shot. I hope you like Jew jokes.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
I'm 4% Jewish. You think I'm gonna get offended?
Yeah, probably. Well, 4% of you will.
Yeah.
I was 4% too, but they cut off the foreskin.
I will safely say that your special is linked in the video description.
Oh, please.
To on the YouTube version of this podcast. You just go right in the video description and just see how fucking hilarious.
Oh,
I think
thanks.
it's evident that you're a great comic.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I work hard at it and I enjoy it, so it means a lot coming from you.
Right on, man. Well, fucking A. Is there anything that we can promote other than your epic Is it rye whiskey?
That's right. Yeah, you got it. Go to marknormancomedy.com. Thanks.
Mark, oh, it's 45%.
Oh, it's 45. Excuse me, Mark.
The Bodega Cat.
Yeah, check it out.
And they can be on your website. There's a link to the whiskey as well. You should do that.
So
I'll get on that today.
marknormandcomedy.com.
That's it.
And that's got your touring. You can buy all the tickets,
Merch, everything.
merch, social media pages,
You got it.
whiskey or rye whiskey,
Oh, yeah.
and yeah, fucking name. And then presumably you've got the YouTube special
Yep.
linked there too.
All their podcasts, you name it. So it's one click away, folks.
Yeah, dude. Well, fuck yeah, man. What kind of merch do you do?
I just do a T-shirt that says comedy. I couldn't think of anything. They're selling them pretty well just because it's so vague and broad. So people are like, I like comedy. I'll buy one.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a clever. And also, you put a joke on a shirt. Nothing against it, but I feel like that joke's old eventually, and you're on a new joke. So the shirt is irrelevant. So I like comedy because it's timeless.
Yeah. Not bad. Does it say Mark Normand anywhere on there? Just
a little on. I got low self-esteem, so I put it tiny on the back because I don't want to ruin the shirt
yeah.
with my dumb name.
I like it.
It's brilliant, man. Yo, dude.
Thank you, sir.
I dig you, man.
I dig you.
I dig your vibe. And everybody watch his special, buy his fucking booze, follow his social media, catch him on tour.
Hell yeah.
Fucking wear that comedy shirt.
Thank you, sir. It's
Yeah,
an honor.
brother.
Comedy.
Could he be more of an impressive comedian? What a rad dude. Fuck. And what a rad car. I was getting kind of jealous of Scott Randolph's Tesla Model Y. So I ordered one for myself. And it would appear to be totally empty. But, man, am I not kidding when I tell you I have a bicycle in here, a full bed in here, like weeks worth of like all the clothes I could possibly want to wear, tons of merch to give away everywhere I go. It's pretty insane, and I'm really excited to make a video about it. So I'm actually going to start that video right here and right now, and I love you, my street team. You're wonderful, and yeah, it's fun times, man. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am, and thank you for watching.